That's what surprises me is how slow Honda have been. I mean, that motorcycle market is pretty much there for them to take. And all we're seeing is little operations coming up everywhere, putting out small electric vehicles that could be major disruptors in the long run. And everything you said about the car side of the EV activity, you said they're talking about the arrangement they had with GM last year and the conversation. It all seems to be sort of saying, we're going to do this in 2-3 years from now. Do you think they're a bit late to the party?
Well, people have said that about Toyota too. And, both Honda, Toyota, they're very deliberate companies. They're going to move very deliberately and methodically on this. I've heard, Toyota likened to, and I think this applies to Honda, as a poker player who keeps their cards very close to the vest, whereas, Toyota, or GM or VW or Ford just lay everything on the table for everybody to see right away. So I think there's probably a lot going on right now that is unseen, but I do believe it's happening.
All right, and just quickly, just a moment ago, you talked about your views on Toyota slightly against the consensus. Can you dig in a little bit more exactly what you see?
Well, basically, what their implied fourth quarter is saying, I think, are that they'll have an operating profit in the fourth quarter of about $250 billion, plus or minus. And every quarter this year, it's been more on the order of 700 or 800 billion yen. And even during the last third quarter, where you had these really big shutdowns, they did that. So why suddenly are you saying, oh, okay, in the fourth quarter everything's gonna go south? It's not. I think Toyota is a little bit cautious about looking too prosperous at a time where consumers are suffering or others are struggling. With the chip shortage, is actually they're doing just fine because it's caused inventory to dry up. Pricing is really high, and it turns out the pricing is a lot more important than the volumes.